Today we are talking about the intriguing relationship between Aboriginal Dreamtime songlines and what some people call Earth energy lines or ley lines. Now before we start, let's just clarify one thing. We know that Dreamtime is a huge topic and many people have different perspectives and beliefs. So please feel free to share your thoughts respectfully. Okay, so first things first, what's Dreamtime? To many Aboriginal people, Dreamtime isn't a myth or a dream in the Western sense. It's the beating heart of their culture, their sacred law and living memory of the land. Dreamtime is made up of creation stories, ancestral beings who shaped the land as they traveled, forming rivers, mountains, water holes, and sacred sites. Their actions became stories and their paths became songlines or dreaming tracks. These songlines aren't just stories. They're a map, a spiritual path across the land, a way to find water, food, and ceremonial sites. By singing the correct sequence of verses, an Aboriginal person could navigate hundreds of kilometers, knowing where to find water, where to hunt, and where to perform ceremonies. Each feature in the land holds embedded memory, a stone, a tree, a river bend. It all remembers. And when you follow a song line, you're not just walking, you're also singing and connecting with the ancestral spirits who made the land. You're keeping the land alive through song. That's why song lines are more than just paths. They're a living, breathing part of the Aboriginal culture and identity. Now let's talk about ley lines. These are a bit of a mystery, so let's shed some light. Ley lines are a concept from Western esotericism, which is a kind of spiritual philosophy that's interested in the hidden meanings of things. The idea was popularized in the early 1900s and basically says there are straight alignments across landscapes connecting ancient monuments or natural features like Stonehenge, the Great Pyramids, or Uluru. Some people believe these lines represent special geophysical or spiritual energy, like a kind of Earth meridian system similar to acupuncture points. So how did they relate to Aboriginal songlines? Well, here's the thing. Songlines are cultural and spiritual, tied to story, ceremony, and law. Ley lines are more of a modern Western projection of sacred geometry concepts and geomancy, which is the study of land formations and their supposed energy. Some people see songlines and ley lines as metaphorically similar because they both link sacred places across the landscape, and both are directional carriers of memory, energy, or connection. However, it's important to remember that Aboriginal people don't traditionally talk about ley lines or earth energies. Some people have suggested that dreaming paths might align with natural geomagnetic currents, but this idea isn't widely accepted or taught within Aboriginal cultures. It's more of a fringe theory. Let's look at an example: Uluru and Kata Judah. Both places are central to multiple songlines, including those of the Mala, the rufous-haired wallaby, and the Cunia, the python. On the other hand, Uluru is often considered a major energy node or planetary chakra in modern Western geomantic maps. The idea of energy nodes or ley lines, connecting Uluru to places like the pyramids of Giza or other distant sites, is not part of the Aboriginal tradition. It's a more recent idea from Western esoteric thought. In short, while there may be interesting overlaps and connections, it's crucial to respect the cultural boundaries of these different belief systems. Songlines are ancient living cultural law. Ley lines are a modern speculative concept. Think of it this way. If you imagine the Earth as a body, maybe ley lines could be like global meridians or energy channels. That's how some people see them. And songlines could be like living bloodlines carrying ancestral story and law across the land. Where these might overlap or vibrate, you get sacred sites, mountains, water holes, or ceremonial grounds. But why does any of this matter? Well, it matters because songlines show us that indigenous people already mapped the earth energetically, long before modern concepts like ley lines came along. It can inspire us to see land-based spirituality in a new way and to respect the wisdom of indigenous cultures. But it's also important to be aware of the cultural boundaries. Between these different belief systems, ley lines are a modern Western idea. Songlines are a living cultural treasure. For Aboriginal people, if you like, I can make a cool visual map showing famous Australian songlines, dreamtime paths, and then overlay modern ley line interpretations connecting sites like Uluru, Gippy Pyramid, and Glasshouse Mountains, and then we can see where myth and geomancy meet. Thanks for joining me on this journey through dreamtime, songlines, and ley lines. Remember, knowledge is power, and with great power comes great responsibility. Let's use our knowledge wisely and respectfully. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring the world. Don't forget to like and subscribe.